Guys, welcome back to another episode of Displacement Podcast, My Ride series. And we're here with Ashlee Christian and this wonderful 1993 Acura NSX. And she's going to give us a little history about the car and its journey into her possession.
Hi guys. So I have been driving this car for since about 2012.
Okay.
It has been in the family for longer than I can remember. Like I can't remember a time that we did not have it.
Okay.
So I took a picture the other day where I was recreating that I was like this high next to it, and now I'm this high. So even in primary school, things like that, we've had it that long. I remember my brother and I were so small that we used to sit side by side in the seat.
Oh,
so
cool.
my dad used to pick us up from school, and we were small enough that we could both fit together in the seat. So basically, I've had it for as long as I can remember. I'm only a few years older than it. It was my dad's own. My dad, Donald Christian. Unfortunately, after his passing, maybe a year after, I started driving it.
Okay.
And let me tell you, that was hard for me because one, I could barely drive. Like I learned to drive on manual, but it's like there was just so much pressure. So like this one, for example, doesn't have power steering. So it's like a whole workout. I think they started making them with power steering maybe 95 or something.
All right.
So the manual ones didn't have power steering prior. So this one is like a whole workout.
This is a proper race car.
Well, I'm not racing it, so it can be proper race car, all it wants. So at the time too, I had to drive it every day. And that was everybody's big thing. This is not an everyday car, but I mean, I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
So I went from driving it every day to not driving it at all. A few years ago, I had a little trouble where, I let it sit for too long and the rats moved in.
Oh.
So they bit the line to the fuel pump or something, so I was down for a little while. So I only came back up maybe last February. A lot of work went into getting it back up, and a lot of people had their hands in assisting me in getting it back up.
Cool.
So, like I had to go to Naja before I painted it for him to do like the checks to make sure that everything was still in order. This is after I got the fuel pump changed and everything. So Shannon changed the fuel pump, and then because it stayed for so long, it was bleaching. So then I decided I'm not moving it again. So that was another 2 years or so. Then somebody recommended that I take it to Craig to spray.
Okay.
Which, I mean, everybody knows Craig, and everybody knows that you can depend 1,000% on Craig's work. So everybody say, you're going to be happy with the work, but you just have to be patient. So that took about a year. And then, so Naja did the initial check-in, the mechanics, making sure everything was in order. Andrew Blacks did a preliminary even before Naja, so I had to change things like the ignition coils, minor things. When it went to Naja, again, minor changes, he dealt with that. But then because it still sat so long with the paint job, I had to go back by him when it was finished. But when I got it from out of Craig's shop, it was
nice.
like a new, it was like, and it was Valentine's Day. So it was like, the red was just like, oh my goodness. And everybody's like, happy Valentine's, like that was literally what he said to me. He's like, happy Valentine's Day, come for your car. And it was like a brand new car. So as I said, Naja checked it again after that. We had a few minor things again because, once you leave these things for any of the time, it's going to be something else. So we changed those. As I said, a lot of people helped in that, so I will just talk about a few of them just so they know how grateful I am.
Right.
Well, Killer, he is like preliminary mechanic.
Nice.
I'm saying he has to say, it could be over the phone, he's saying exactly what the problem
Shout
might
out to
be or
Killer,
anything.
co-host and real host of My Ride.
As I said, Andrew Black did a lot of the preliminary mechanic work. Nico and Andrew on the wheels, because every single time the car sat down for long, then I had problems with the wheels. So they would drive out or puncture, something like that.
So many sets of tires you been?
Let's not even. All when I bought brand new tires, they drive out before I got back on the road. Cackling them had a lot to do with taking off the wheels and things like that too, because we sprayed the rim
What color they were before?
They were the original that
Okay,
you see
chrome?
on the, yeah. So
Okay.
we did the gunmetal on the inside and the polish lip.
Nice.
So Kakal and them were responsible for taking off all the wheels, and Dan Roller got the work to spray.
Nice.
We're still missing some stickers for the center cap and things like that, but we get in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Who else?
And these are original rims?
No.
Okay.
The car has gone through so many. Like, as you see, I have on a whole different kit.
Yeah.
But this kit was years now.
Okay.
Like when I was in school and things like that, we changed to the wide body kit. I do have the original kit. A lot of people say they would like to see it back on there.
That's crazy.
But
you got the original kit.
Yeah, the kit sitting for so long though, I'm not sure. Well, the aluminum, yes.
Yeah.
But the time that has passed, I'm not sure what it's going to look like.
Okay, got you.
But it's always an option. Some people, I think even my brother says he prefers the original. I prefer the wide body.
I like the wide body though. I
prefer the wide body. But there are little things to consider with the wide body, like I can't get the gas tank thing to fit correctly.
Feel for the cap.
The size of the wheels, how they come out and how they fit. Like a lot of people don't like the space here.
Yeah.
Which it was further in before, and I recently got the spaces to bring it out.
Right.
And we couldn't bring it out anymore. Now to change the spaces, he put on the spaces for me after. You know, Jake and them did a lot of the recommendations of who I should go to for the paint job. They helped me source a lot of the parts.
How long did you get to source all these parts now?
Everybody's tired of me. Everybody's tired of me. My brother, especially, Zamoni, Reno, those were tired because they're doing the sourcing and my brother's doing the buying.
Okay.
So every time I see something, and I'm very picky, as y'all will notice.
Yes.
So, like, most of the interior things, and so I would like to change things. Like I had to get the seals all over when it went by Craig. That took me some time to source because it's so old. A lot of the parts are discontinued. So it takes some work to source the parts, yes, but my brother, he's very good at that. So now, see, like the spacer, the center caps, I tell him, oh, I lost one of the center caps, he would just find it and buy it. So that, because, you know, everybody knows how I am. The wipers, everything is hard to get, and everybody wants the original for everything.
I know, right?
But the emblems and things like that, some of those things had to change. The rear view mirror and things like that, most of those things, because of the age of the car, they like dry rot.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of work to source genuine parts and to get them here. So when I had to get the season, so all those things literally had to come out of, some of them had to come out of Japan and things like that. And it's American spec, but like you can't find anything. So, but yeah.
So that brings me on to the next question. So how often you drive it now? Because I can count over the last 5 years how many times I've seen it. Maybe twice.
I have, as I said, because I'm so picky with some of the things, I didn't, like, I'm missing one of the center caps right now. I'm not moving. But I'm trying for every weekend.
Okay.
But then, you know, I have my brother's cars that I drive too when he's not here.
Right.
So sometimes switching them out is a little work. He
you.
has a white DC5 and a white FD2.
Nice.
So between the three of them, you have to take turns.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one this weekend, one the next weekend, or the one else. So you can get to see maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'll be grateful to see once a month.
I think whole auntie will be happy to see it once a month at least.
Yeah. One of the things that was very intimidating, especially when I first started driving, was the attention. So like you're driving in town and people are like,
yeah, this is the attention grab.
So there I was stalling in town and things like that in front of people. And they were like, oh, bye, baby, it's okay, it's okay. But yeah, so I think, and a lot of people are proud that we've managed to maintain it in my father's honor. It is somewhat of a tribute at this stage to keep it in a certain condition. I remember my dad used to say when I first got my license, I started driving, you can drive anything for me because you enough and you don't want to drive anything anyhow. So you can keep it exactly how I would like it. So I try to, like, I'm very funny, I'm not moving if it's not clean,
right.
Things like that. So I hope that he is looking down and he's proud of how it looks today.
I'm sure he is, honestly, I'm sure he is. This car is in great condition. I mean, for 1993, some people struggle to keep a new car bought last week, this pristine. Awesome condition. I know the question you always get asked, would you ever sell it?
I don't have the answer to that question. I just know it's not happening now, and maybe not anytime soon, but I guess you never know. It could happen at some point, and the thing is that they are always, I think it's a little easier to maintain too because of the aluminum body.
Okay.
Things like that, so you don't have the rust problems and things like that to constantly need like painting and things like that. The fiberglass lip is a little hard to maintain because once it cracks, that's the end of that. The crack is running and things like that. But I have a lot of people that come and ask me about selling it. Maybe the right person might come.
With the right figure?
Well, the right person with the right figure. So I guess we'll see with time.
What's your favorite memory over all of the years having this car?
Hard to say, but this was my daddy's baby. Like everybody knew that.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all probably knew that.
Yeah.
And it's just knowing that I get to keep that. But I'm not sure what. As I said, you know, picking me and my brother up from somewhere, and the two of us so small, sitting comfortable, like literally right next to him, squeezed up. I even remember I can't remember how old I was, but you know when you're going to school with these big backpacks on your back.
Yeah.
And I'm coming in the garage, the NSX is parked in the garage, I'm coming in the garage with this big backpack and I trip or something. And I'm thinking, oh Jesus, why did I trip here? And all of a sudden I hear through the window, Ashlee, you know better than to be walking like that. And I'm like, yeah, I tripped, that doesn't matter. How dare I walk this close to your car with my big backpack? So yeah.
That's funny. This is awesome, sharing this moment with me. We're really grateful that you took it out, even though you weren't 100% satisfied that the hubcap was missing, to bring it out here to share it with us. And I'm sure everybody in Antigua and beyond is just grateful that, you know, you're able to keep such a modern classic in such an awesome condition and keep it running and keep it going, hopefully for many years to come. And I mean, I know you say you may sell it, but for me, I would see something like this as a family heirloom that you'd have to go crazy money to get me to release something like this. Thanks again, Ashlee. We really appreciate it. Coming out from me and everybody out that watching the Displacement podcast, you know, it's been an honor.
And thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.